All right, finishing up our next section of point slope form. So again, we're going to have a point and the slope in our equation. And that equation looks like y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. Our x1 and our y1 come from that given point. But today they're not going to give us the slope. They're giving us two different points, and we can find the slope from those two different points using that slope formula we talked about last week. So slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If it helps you, label these x1, y1, x2, y2. So 2 minus 0 over 4 minus negative 2. Remember when we have back-to-back negatives, we change the sign. So we have 2 over 6. That simplifies to 1/3. 2 goes into both 2 and 6. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. There's our slope. Doesn't matter what point we choose. I'm going to write both answers for you. Let's say we choose this first point. We have y minus 0, because that's our y1, equals slope times x minus x1, which is negative 2. So y minus 0 is just y equals 1/3 times x. That should be a plus 2, sorry. I'll fix that on the notes for Power School. Or using the second point, y minus 2 equals slope times x minus 4. And then the second example, we want to graph this equation in point slope form. So our slope, super easy, -6. If you want rise over run, you could put -6 over 1. Otherwise, just -6 is fine. And then that point, we're going to flip the signs on the numbers with x and y. So x minus x1, well, x1 must be 1. So it's not -1, it's +1. Y minus y1, we just care about the y1. So we're going to flip the sign on -2 and it becomes +2. We can plot this point over 1 up 2. We're going to start here, and then we're going to use our slope to find the second point. So down 6 and over 1. Here we're going to start with a table. We have x values and y values. These are points. So we have 4 points. For this example, I'm just going to use the bottom 2 points. No particular reason, but we have 16, -10, and 32, 30. Let's find the point slope form. So that's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, just like we worked in the first two examples. So we got to find the slope. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's 40 over 16. 8 goes into 40. 8 goes into 16. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Or you could just keep dividing by 2 until it's all the way simplified. And then we just plug it in. So I'm going to use this first point. Y minus -10 becomes y plus 10. And then that's our slope, and then x minus 16. And I think the very last problem, they ask you to put it in slope-intercept form. That's just y equals mx plus b. So we already have our slope from right here. And then the y-intercept, super easy to find. It's just on the y-axis, so x is 0. So when x is 0, what's our y value? -50. So we have our slope, we have our intercept, and here's our slope-intercept form. I will go back and I will change this x to an x plus 2, because that's a leave change right there.